Your body tightens every time someone tells you to forgive your parents. That's not resistance. That's your nervous system finally being honest. After talking about healing from emotionally neglectful parents, the most common question I get is, but don't I have to forgive them to move on? And I watch people's face change when they say it, jaw clenched, shoulders raised, chest tight. Their body is already answering the question. Let me tell you about Tasha. She spent 5 years in therapy being told forgiveness was the goal. Every session felt like climbing toward this moral finish line. But every time she tried to forgive her emotionally neglectful mother, her body was shut down, chest tight, throat closed, fight or flight activated. Her therapist kept saying, forgiveness is for you, not them. But Tasha's nervous system was screaming something different. This doesn't feel safe. Here's where most trauma healing advice gets wrong. Forgiveness is often demanded before safety exists. When you grew up with childhood emotional neglect, C-PTSD, or relational trauma, your parent never acknowledged the harm. There was no repair, no accountability. Your nervous system learned to survive without closure. So when someone tells you to forgive, your body hears. Erase what happened. Pretend you're okay with it. Abandon yourself again. That's not healing. That's re-traumatization. Healing from childhood trauma doesn't follow moral timelines. It follows nervous system regulation. And regulation doesn't require forgiveness. It requires integration. Integration means your body no longer stays activated around the memory. You can remember without reliving. The emotional charge dissolves. You stop organizing your entire life around someone who couldn't show up. This is what happened with Tasha. She stopped trying to force compassion. She stopped pressuring herself to be the bigger person. Instead, she allowed something most people never talk about: neutrality. Not love, not hatred, just clarity. Neutrality is where real healing lives. It's when you can say, yes, that happened. Yes, it hurt me. And no, I don't need them to change for me to feel steady. Your nervous system starts to exhale. The hypervigilance fades. You're not waiting anymore. Not for the apology, not for them to finally see you, not for permission to be okay. One day, Tasha realized she wasn't angry anymore, but she also wasn't forcing herself to forgive. She had integrated the experience. Her body had regulated. The memory existed, but it no longer controlled her. That is trauma healing. If forgiveness doesn't feel right, trust that. Your resistance isn't a character flaw. It's not bitterness. It's not you holding on to the past. It's your nervous system finally being honest about what feels safe. Healing without forgiveness is choosing self compassion over people pleasing, boundaries over forced reconciliation, regulation over moral performance, your truth over what you've been told healing should look like. The real solution isn't forgiveness. It's when your body stops bracing for the past. When you can think about your childhood without your heart racing. When you've built a life where you feel safe, seen, and regulated, regardless of whether your parent ever changes. You didn't forgive them. You integrated the pain. You regulated your nervous system. You chose yourself. And when your body no longer carries the charge of what they did, That is healing from childhood trauma.